And we're on.
It's the Sini-Gang with l-boogy.
And Sterno Supernova.
What's going on there, Sterno?
Not so much, Bogey. How you doing?
Doing all right. What's on the agenda for today?
I don't know. What you got on your mind?
I got nothing.
No. Okay. So, I think we talked about Game of Thrones in one of the episodes. You think there's anything that's coming up that's going to be as big as Game of Thrones in the near future? Are we like, this is like a big phenomenon that's going to be like one of the, because I mean, there's stuff that are people like, but this is a big bandwagon thing, I don't know, because I was watching just a short clip from last week tonight with John Oliver, and he said something like, oh, this channel is going to be messed up once Game of Thrones is over, and that's the clean version of what he said. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I still haven't watched Westworld. Is that even close to as good as this? Or
to me,
yeah,
personally,
yeah.
I know it's an unpopular opinion. I like Westworld better
than Game of Thrones.
Yes, I think. But I mean, Game of Thrones has had 8 seasons of ups and downs.
Yeah.
Whereas Westworld has only had 2. So
it's not a fair comparison.
No. I mean, Game of Thrones, it has its good, has its bad. Whereas Westworld has the shorter amount of episodes. I don't know, not even 20 episodes, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know how many episodes are in a season, but
okay.
I enjoy Westworld maybe more. But like I said, that's a very unpopular opinion, and I know that. But yeah, and yes, I'm part of the Game of Thrones bandwagon. When people talk about it, I enjoy it, but I actually enjoy Westworld more, and part of that maybe because it's not
as big.
Well, no, I was going to say it's not an adaptation. Well, it's an adaptation of something, but it's not like Game of Thrones, where a lot of people know the books, so they know sort of what's going to happen on the show,
right?
And there's already a built-in fan base, and like I said, there's sort of an outline already. Whereas Westworld, yeah, it's based off an old movie, and is it a book? Is it a Stephen King book?
All I know is Westworld was that one movie with Yul Brynner.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But basically, nobody knows what the hell is going on with Westworld. And I love that. I love the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know which way it's going. I have, in fact, it just blows my mind of like what the whole world is open to what Westworld can do. And for those who watch it, know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Whereas Game of Thrones it's awesome, but it's stuck in the 7 kingdoms.
7 kingdoms. I mean, oh no, we're stuck in a whole 7 kingdoms. The North by itself is vast as hell, and then there, but oh man, I don't know.
I mean, it's like I said, I don't think Westworld will ever gain the same kind of popularity as Game of Thrones, because one thing, Game of Thrones is your fantasy world. It's even though Westworld is too, but people don't know that. Game of Thrones is your typical Lord of the Rings style of fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons style. So people know what they're getting with that.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I do think there will be something coming up. I don't think it will be Westworld, but
are you optimistic about if they? I mean, they're talking about all this possibly doing spin-offs off of Game of Thrones, and
yeah, I don't care about that.
You don't care about any kind of spin-off?
No.
Are you in the camp where you're okay with season 8, or are you like?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, just to get it over with, just end it. Even though I know there's a lot of hate behind the last few episodes of Game of Thrones. And we're recording this without seeing the last 2 episodes. For all we know, the last 2 episodes could
be a television masterpiece.
Yes, it could be the greatest thing that's ever been shown on TV.
That's true. Yeah, we are risking.
So I don't want to, say, hey, it's a disappointment of a season, but to me, I'm happy.
Yeah, I've actually, I
mean, I understand a lot of the hate. I understand because of the level of writing throughout the previous seasons. because season 7 was sort of, I had problems with the writing.
Yeah.
6 was awesome. 5 was awesome.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and even while I'm watching, I'm like, what the hell is, why are they doing this, or why is this happening? I even say it to you, I'm like, hey, how come she don't take the dragons out and just destroy these people before they even come, stuff like that.
Right.
Or even like basic war knowledge.
Recon. Like, hey, we were doing this. They could have been doing this whole time. Why don't we just check out what's going on?
Yeah, why don't we defend the castle from inside the castle? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know. It's like I said, I'm okay with it. I'm not a I don't want to say purist or I'm not trying to break. Well, I'm not trying. Like I said, the writing's been good, and even if it levels off a little bit, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Whereas some people are saying, "Yo, it's the final season. You got to keep the level of writing up there." In fact, it's
and plus like the bandwagon's critical mass. You got everybody hanging on every single scene. Tons of people just totally picking it apart. I enjoy it, and I'm with you too on some of the points that you said. But I'm enjoying this each episode and the season in a whole, and I want to see how it ends up, and then maybe I'll look back on it. I'll probably watch it again like over time. And then say, hey, this probably could have been done better or whatever. But it's still the ride. I've been watching this forever. I mean, I saw a picture of the original Stark kids, and they were like, oh my god, look how young they are, and how far we've come with this whole show. I mean,
there hasn't been a show there hasn't been a show where I expect it to be perfect. I don't think I've ever said, hey, this show is perfect and there are no flaws or whatever. Right. And I'm not expecting that from any show.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of shows that I as soon as I start to hate it, I'll drop it,
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm expecting to be entertained,
mm-hmm.
and it's keeping me entertained, and I'm okay with that. And it's like I said, it's whatever the showrunners want to do, I'll let them do it. It's their show.
Right.
So if they want to do a certain thing, I'm not going to be mad if they do a certain thing. If they want to throw a musical number in there, I don't care. It's their thing.
Yeah.
And I can not like it, but I'm not going to be mad at them for doing what they do.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're allowed to critique it, but just there's some people who just turn ugly about this kind of stuff. Just enjoy the show, or don't enjoy the show, whatever. But I don't know. Don't be nice to each other. That's all I can say. Because your opinion is stupid. I'm like, okay, yeah. Happens to a lot of different fandoms. So
shoot, to me, it's not even the best show on Sunday night. So
what's the best show on Sunday night?
Barry. That comes on right after
this,
Game of Thrones. Oh, Barry is
in general terms,
fucking awesome.
What's Barry? What is that about? I don't even know.
It's about a hitman that wants to not stop being a hitman.
So it's Grosse Pointe Blank?
Yes.
Oh, I like Grosse Pointe. I mean, that's one of my favorite.
Barry's better.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it from what you're saying. Is it comedic or just?
Yes.
Okay.
And serious at the same time.
All right, I like that. If it's got a good mix, I like that.
Cool. It's so up and down. I mean, it's so funny 1 minute, then I'm crying the next minute, and then I'm mad the next minute. It's so good.
Okay.
But again, that's it's not a popular show, so
I kind of like like I said, it's nice to be on a show that is quality, but not hugely. The bandwagon hasn't really. And I'm using that word a lot, but like it hasn't been kind of to the point where everybody's watching it and it feels like I don't know.
I mean, I do want people to watch certain shows of mine to keep them going.
Yeah, you have that track record of loving shows and they just go away.
Like freaking people need to start watching Atlanta so we can keep it going. Atlanta is the best show out there when it's on. Mm-hmm. It takes like 2 years hiatus though to do like 4 episodes. Same with Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty's the same way. Rick and Morty, they take forever. Mm-hmm. It's like 2 years between seasons, and all of a sudden they release like 6 episodes, and then that's a quality show too. That does have a bandwagon following, mm-hmm. But those bandwagon fans can be annoying also.
Rick and Morty fans?
Yes. And I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan, but I'm not going to.
Is there a name for their fandom?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't watched that show yet. But
It's really catered to like you.
I know.
Really.
There's so many times that you said that, and I know it's true. It's just I don't know. Like
Science fiction-y, cartoon, that kind of stuff. Although you might not like the level of violence. Maybe you don't like violence in your cartoons.
It depends how it's done.
It's violent. It's very violent.
I know, but I don't know. There's some cartoons though. I forget what it's called, like Super Prison. You ever watch that one?
Nope.
It was like so over the top violent that it almost like it gets or Metalocalypse. You ever watch that one?
Yeah, I watched Metalocalypse.
Yeah, where it's so over the top, it's like okay, you don't even like worry about it because it's like almost cartoony, you know. I mean, I don't know if Rick and Morty compares to that, but
Rick and Morty is smart. Also, it's very smart to the point where you gotta like, you can debate the ethics of certain things.
On Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's made by Dan Harmon. I don't know if you know Dan Harmon. I love Dan Harmon shows. So, yeah, Rick and Morty, Atlanta, Barry. Those are the shows I love. I would like to see other people watching, but if other people don't watch, I don't care. I enjoy it.
As long as the show keeps on going.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, if I'm the only one watching it, then it gets canceled. But and then that's a whole different problem.
Are you watching any anime or nah? You're not really into anime at this point in time.
No, not really.
I just been like, I don't know. I was watching one that's not a new anime, but it's Bungo Stray Dogs, and I'm really getting into it because it has like a kind of like a Cowboy Bebop vibe to it, and it works and it's unexpected, and it's got this feeling like you don't know what's happening, but you're on the ride and you know it's going to end up in a good place or at least in a cool way of doing things. One of those things. I know I might be late to the game with that particular one, but I just started watching that recently and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, maybe I don't know how it compares to Rick and Morty, but I mean I'll try to pick up that too. I'm almost done with I'm getting close to caught up with Bungo Stray Dogs, so we'll see.
Are you going to cancel HBO as soon as Game of Thrones is over?
That was the plan originally. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'll give it a month or two, but it's not that far out of the realm of possibility. I think it's probably if I don't watch it, then yeah, why would I keep it? So
because it has.
Yeah, I mean,
it has Silicon Valley.
I'll watch one episode of Barry. I'll be like, okay, now I got to keep HBO. Thanks.
Only like 30-minute episodes. So I think season one's like I don't know how many episodes, 8 maybe. Okay. So one afternoon you could finish the whole season. It's an easy watch also.
Okay.
Silicon Valley, I still love, and it's still going. That's HBO.
How many seasons is that into? Like
5.
I mean, I watched an episode here and there, and I liked them a lot. I just didn't get into the show for some reason. I don't know.
I love Silicon Valley, but then again, I'm a nerdy computer guy.
So. Yeah, I wouldn't relate to that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I love Silicon Valley, and that's a show that had seasons that are terrible. Seasons that are awesome. There's some repetitiveness, and I don't know. It's I'll admit when I have conversations with people that I know who watch Silicon Valley, those are some of the best conversations about TV that I can have. Is when we discuss Silicon Valley. I mean, I have discussions about Game of Thrones with people, and it's sort of. I mean, it's okay, but I sort of I know what to expect from the conversation with people. I know you've had conversations with people about Game of Thrones, and you'll say, hey, who do you like? Who do you think is going to win the throne? Did you like this episode? And you sort of say they might say this or they might say this, but it's not really. I don't know. You can say, what do you speculate is going to happen? And it's the conversation sort of same with everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas I have conversations about Silicon Valley, and then I've never had the same conversation with two people who watch the show.
Yeah, there's like a set, like you said, there's a talking points for Game of Thrones that everybody wants to talk about. So it does get kind of like follow the format of the discussion. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, but still, we'll see how this whole thing turns out. Like, it could be the best ending ever, I hope.
And I'm okay if the last 2 episodes suck. I'm okay with it because the ride for the first 7 seasons was a good ride.
Okay, don't you think an ending can ruin a movie? The ending of a movie. So I'm just saying, does that not translate into a series because it's so much longer? It doesn't matter as much.
Yes, because there are some movies where I think are awesome but have the worst endings.
Right,
like Sunshine. Fucking worst ending ever. To one of an awesome movie. Michelle Yeoh's in it, and spaceship flying to the sun, all that.
Okay, but you're saying that doesn't. So, like, I don't know, the controversial Sopranos, or
I have no problem with the Sopranos ending.
Seinfeld,
I had no problem. The Seinfeld ending was terrible. I think I have a problem with series running seasons longer than they should. Like Seinfeld did run probably longer than it should have.
Oh, you mean overstaying their welcome? Okay, yeah.
So, but still, Seinfeld is one of my favorite shows of all time. In fact, we can go to a Seinfeld trivia night and own it. If I'm on the team.
Right.
So I'm okay with that. And same with Game of Thrones. We can go to a Game of. It could suck the last 2 episodes, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother. That's a big one that people hate the ending, but the whole show was based on how we get to the ending.
Yeah.
Which is just like Game of Thrones, just how do you get who wins the throne kind of thing. And I've told you, I don't think anyone's going to win the throne, and if that happens, that will piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, I've heard that theory from other people too.
Yeah, because you've had it's the same conversation.
Everybody has the same, like, oh yeah, well, no one's gonna win. That'll throw everybody off. I was joking, like Arya's gonna win a Game of Thrones just because I know no one's actually thinking that. And it's enough of a long shot that if it happens, I'll sound like oh wow, he figured it out. Whatever.
But How I Met Your Mother, the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it for the people who haven't seen it. But
how long ago was it? Did that end? Like 5-10 years ago?
How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I don't remember how long ago.
Maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, okay. So
the ending, I mean, we finally meet the mother.
Right.
And we finally see how he meets the mother and what happens to the mother and all this.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people got pissed off about. And the thing is, while I was watching the show, the joke with a lot of the fans was we're basically talking about how Ted, the main guy, it's not how he meets his mother, it's how he meets all these other girls before he meets his mother. It's sort of a running joke, and all of a sudden, the ending happens, and they're like, "Hey, it's not the show."
Yeah, but how he met the kid's mother, not. Yeah,
it raised an uproar. People hated that ending, but I still love the show, despite the ending, despite it running more than.
How'd you feel about the ending to Breaking Bad?
One of my favorite endings.
I'm trying to think of what's like one of the best endings to a show now. I like Breaking Bad. I was good with Breaking Bad the way it ended. I'm just trying to think.
It leaves some stuff open. In fact, there is a Breaking Bad movie coming out, which I think
I heard of it. Yeah, heard about it.
Yeah, and then there's also the spinoff, Better Call Saul, which to me is just as good as Breaking Bad.
Star Trek, yeah.
Well, Better Call Saul is both a prequel and a sequel to Breaking Bad. I love.
Okay.
It is both the prequel and the sequel.
All right.
So now, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I was saying Star Trek: The Next Generation had a good ending. Star Trek DS9, Voyager had a predictable ending. But I mean those had good endings. I like them, but I'm trying to think of, was there anyone that knocked your socks off as far as like, oh my god, that was a great ending? I'm trying to think of any.
I Married Dora. No one's gonna.
Nobody know what you're talking about.
Nobody's gonna get that joke except you.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Nobody's gonna get that
married
joke.
Dora.
That show ended in like 1988 or
It had like what 2 seasons, maybe.
91. I don't know.
Maybe I don't even know.
I think it might have been 2 seasons.
Like it squeaked by with 2 seasons. Yeah.
And it was a good show.
Should we just tell them how it is?
Yeah, because it's an old show. But basically, the show basically is about a woman
who was like a housekeeper.
Well, she was an immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was from Mexico or
some Hispanic.
She was Hispanic.
Yeah.
I can't remember. She kept talking about her hometown.
I don't know if
El Salvador.
Or, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she would always talk about it. Or not, maybe in Cuba. I don't know. It wasn't Cuba.
I don't think it was Cuba.
Okay. But yeah, she was she the housekeeper for this family?
Yeah, she was the housekeeper.
So she was the housekeeper for the family.
And she was about to be deported.
Yeah, because she was an immigrant.
Right. And her
visa illegal alien.
I think her visa expired. I don't think she was illegal. Or maybe she was.
I think she might have been illegal.
Oh, I don't remember. So anyway,
I know
the head of the household. Yeah, the head of the household marries her to keep her in the country.
Yeah, even though they don't love each other.
No, they're okay with each other. Yeah, but they don't love each other.
Yeah, he's keeping her. He's marrying her so she can keep being the maid.
Which never happens. Never happens. And so basically, the show was about.
And she has a kid, right? Doesn't she have a kid?
Yeah, I want to say she does. But he has like 2 kids, or at least 1 kid, right?
Yeah, he has a family.
Yeah, so she's taking care of his family. I think she has one kid, and so basically, the show is about.
And they all live in the same house.
They're trying to keep up appearances so she doesn't get deported.
Yeah,
she doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah,
that's the entire show.
Yeah, basically, someone keeps coming over to make sure they're married.
Hey, you guys don't look like you're really married. This thing is very convenient.
Yeah,
you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so they have to pretend like they're in love with each other, that they do stuff.
And according to rom-com rules, they fall in love with each other basically. So, and the series ended.
And at the very the show gets canceled.
Right.
The show gets canceled. I don't think they were planning to end the show, but the show gets canceled.
Yeah.
So they wrap up the show. They know they're getting canceled, so they have to wrap up the show in a hurry.
Yeah.
And basically, they do a storyline where she does get deported.
Right.
Even though they end up falling in love, and they're married and everything. But I don't remember why, but she does get deported. And
yeah, I don't remember either. It's like you said, 30 years.
And it's rushed. It's obviously a rushed episode.
Yeah.
To finish to close off the storyline, and then it's a sad story because they finally lose Dora.
Right.
And she gets on the plane, and all of a sudden they're at home, and all of a sudden she comes back, and I want to get this right because
I'm trying to remember how. That's why I'm letting you do it because I can't remember exactly.
So yeah, the family's at home, sad, saying Dora's gone.
Oh man, what are we gonna do?
All of a sudden the door opens up, and Dora walks in. And everyone's happy, like, "Hey, Dora, you're back! And, yay! What happened?" She said, "It's canceled." And they're like, "What? The plane or the deportation? The flight?" She's like, "No, the show." Breaking the fourth wall,
right?
And everyone like looks to the crowd and like waves or says goodbye.
Yeah, it's
a really stupid ending, but
it's like because it never happened before that I could think of where they broke the fourth wall like that. And
they said, "Yo, the show got canceled. Goodbye.
We're done. Yeah, we're done. Whatever."
It was funny and shocking at the same time.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let them get away with that. That was like, wow.
Well, I don't think there was really.
They're dwindling viewership. Oh no.
Well, I think it had a good in that time. I think it had a big following. But I think, I mean, like I said, this was late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
There was no internet to spur a movement to save the show. Yeah. There was no saving the show.
Right.
The Nielsen's. If you had the people with Nielsen rating boxes,
I don't even know if people remember that. Do they even understand what?
Well, that's how they rated it. And basically, the people who had Nielsen were probably just a bunch of old white people.
Yeah,
who don't watch a show like that.
I mean, do people still know about the Nielsens?
Yeah, in fact, I do know there are still Nielsen families.
Okay, yeah,
people who.
I kind of at one point I was like, I want to be a Nielsen family. Then I realized like I watch weird crap. I would mess.
Yeah, but you'd be part of saving the shows you like.
Yeah, but I think I would skew it so weirdly that it wouldn't really. I'd probably be like the margin of error every time or something. So I was like, never mind.
But yeah, like I said, at that time, I don't think there was a lot of colored people who were Nielsen families, who were doing saving, watching the show, or the color people without the boxes were watching these shows. So
right.
While it might have a huge following, the numbers for the networks weren't there. So shows like that got canceled. Shows like All American Girl would get canceled. Shows like My So-Called Life get canceled.
I knew that was coming up somewhere.
Because it's one of my most favorite shows of all time that got canceled.
It's like
and that was that one had a huge following. But
how did that happen? I don't get that. How did that happen? Because it's MTV, right? So
no, it was ABC.
Oh, MTV reran it. That's what it was, right?
MTV tried to save it because it was a show for the MTV audience.
Right. Okay, that's right. I forgot that.
ABC had the show. Then it was about to get canceled off ABC. MTV said, "Yo, let's show the reruns," and then it gained an even bigger following.
But it didn't come back.
No.
Right.
One of the very first emails I ever wrote, when I first got an email account, was to the president of ABC to save my so-called life.
And people don't realize that people that grew up with email and stuff, they don't realize how big a deal email was back when it first started. Like, oh my God, I got an email.
And I could write anybody. I could talk to anybody.
I must read this because someone took the time to do something electronically and send it to me. Oh my gosh, this is important. This is way before spam was a thing, and you get tons of your email box is so full. We used to get pissed at people like, you send me too many emails, or something like that. Oh wow, you sent me an email, depending on the person and what they're talking about. Like, hey, what are you doing?
Because not everybody had email addresses at the time, and if you did get one, you probably had to pay for it.
Yeah.
AOL Online,
right?
$9.95 a month.
God,
Errol's. I had an Errol's email account.
Yeah. I think I did. No, I didn't. I don't remember. I know I had AOL at one point. God.
But yeah, you had to pay to have an email account.
So yeah, back then,
so not everybody had one. There was no Google.
Oh.
This is before Google.
Yeah, that was when
this was before Yahoo.
Yeah, what was it? It was Alta Vista and I forget the other ones. Yeah, there were some other search engines. Oh, before Yahoo?
Yes.
Okay. I thought Yahoo was there almost from the beginning.
No.
Maybe it's how I remember it. Yeah, remember it. So.
No. Yeah, we were using Alta Vista was the alternative one that we were using because it wasn't the popular one. Everybody was using. I don't remember.
Whatever. The one with the dog, wasn't it? The Lycos or something, or the one they fetch like, hey, Lyco, fetch this or whatever, like something. I don't remember his name. They had.
I don't even know about that one.
That was like that was a thing for a bit. I remember I was using Netscape and IE.
Yeah, Netscape was always big.
Yeah.
Mozilla. That was Mozilla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what was before that.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's too hazy.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I wrote an email to the president of ABC.
Mm-hmm.
I found his email address, and I wrote him, and he wrote me back.
I mean, how many times does that actually work? The only one that pops in my mind is Family Guy, where a show got like canceled, and it got put to another network, and it built up a fan base.
Community got pretty.
Community, I forgot.
6 seasons and a movie push. That was the motto.
Mm-hmm.
And it semi got saved. I mean, it went to what picked it up? It wasn't NBC that picked it up. It ended up going to
Yahoo. Wasn't supposed to go to Yahoo or something?
One of these streaming shows.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah, and it did finish off the last season.
Yeah, but I think Family Guy is the only one I could think of that's like a full-on success story in that scenario. But yeah.
There have been other ones. I mean, there have been shows that have been saved for a couple of seasons. What is that one that was on NBC? I didn't watch it. Like 2 years ago, it got saved. It was I didn't watch it, but it was like a sci-fi show. It was on NBC. It was about time travel.
Oh, I know what you're saying, but I forgot I blanked on the thing. Oh crap! What was it called?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but that got saved.
Right. I know shows have jumped networks. I think Jag wasn't CBS originally. Was a different
Scrubs jumped networks to get saved. In fact, Brooklyn Nine-Nine
Oh, right.
This
That
season.
one's a good example, a recent example.
Yeah, which made sense because it is produced by NBC.
Right, right.
There's a lot of background things that people don't care about. But yeah,
Okay.
it made sense for that to go to NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Fox was canceling all of their comedies anyways.
Oh, yeah.
And I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I still watch it. I will vouch for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, and if yeah, well, I was gonna say I would try to save that one if it does get canceled, but I'm okay with it.
Going away?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one show, Chuck, that one
Wait.
had a big following to keep it on.
Oh, yeah.
Every year, there was a big push to keep Chuck. In fact, that's the one that had Subway. Subway. That's the one where Subway became an advertiser, so everyone had the ideal to like on a certain day, everyone who watches Chuck bum rush Subways and buy Subway sandwiches, and they would get a big surge and realize, hey, our advertising on Chuck works.
Oh, okay.
And then they would throw Subway related jokes in the show. Same with Community. They did the same thing with Community. Mm-hmm. They actually opened up a Subway. Someone actually started working at a Subway on Community, and they opened one up in the college. It was funny.
Yeah, that was powerful. I was gonna argue though that one thing I think they saved Chuck one too many times because I don't like the way that ended either.
Yeah, that was a terrible ending. But I had no problem with the show.
Yeah,
and I don't define the show by that ending.
Well, the last season too, they did all that stuff with the moving stuff. They
turned
everything on its ear, and I didn't like that either. I mean, I think they were just trying to keep it fresh and all, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no problem with that ending of Chuck, and it doesn't ruin my liking of the show.
You mean you said it's a terrible ending, but you have no problem that it happened? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's a terrible ending.
Yeah, okay.
And like I don't like the show less because of the ending.
Right.
Like I won't like Game of Thrones less if it turns out to be a stupid ending. Like, hey, this was just a fantasy in some kid's bedroom who's playing with toys and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing that like that joke they were talking about, that one cousin that just like smashing things. The joke that was supposedly about George R. Martin or something. So yeah, I don't know. This is a weird thing too, because like if it ends badly, he still got the books. Supposedly he's still trying to write the rest of the books.
Yep.
So I don't know how that would work. Like, oh, this ended badly. Let me try a totally different way. And then it's like,
well, according to George R. Martin, who I don't really pay attention to a lot, but I've heard him say this. The show and the reaction to the show doesn't affect any of his writing, he says. How did he put it? He said it's like how did he put it? It's like if you react to something, it's like you set something up for years and all of a sudden someone wants to change something, then it screws up everything you've set up for years in his books and all that. I can't remember how he put it.
I don't know.
But he did say there's foreshadowing he's put in his books and all this other stuff. And he says if he has his ideal of how it's going to end, but if let's say it's the same way the show ends and the people hate how the show ends, he's not going to change how his book's going to end because he says it will ruin everything he set up already.
Right. Gotcha.
He says it in a different way, but that's the gist of what he said.
I guess he's just saying he's pretty much committed to what he was just planned for the books, and he's not going to change it no matter what.
It's sort of like Star Wars, how George Lucas sort of, I don't want to say changed Return of the Jedi or whatever, but it's obvious they're writing it as they go along. And so a lot of the things he set up changed along the way. You know what I'm saying? Basically, Luke and Leia.
I was gonna say that's one of the big ones. Like, really, he did a whole lot of like.
And he's lying and saying, "Yo, I had this planned all along." Like,
yeah, no, you wouldn't do that. If that
it's obvious you didn't. And then there's a lot of other little things like that throughout Star Wars. And as a I'm a Star Wars geek, so I do notice a lot of these little things, and you could tell there's a lot of juxtaposition in a lot of the storylines,
right?
Including the trilogy and the 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 last three movies with the prequels and all that. Yeah, they can lie and say, yeah, it's all a plan.
Yeah,
but there's certain things that even now, from what I'm hearing, this last movie might just disregard the episode 8 movie. If they do certain things.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of stuff, rumors, but we won't get into that until that comes out.
Right. So, quick question: you liked Avengers Endgame, right? A lot, or just a little bit?
A lot. It's not my favorite movie.
Of
No.
the MCU, not your favorite.
No, but it's a good movie to wrap everything up. Yeah.
Do you think some of the stuff that happened messed stuff up or opened it up? I was talking to my brother about it. I just popped in my head. Like he thinks a lot of stuff is messed up now. I'm like, well, it just kind of, in a way, but it also gives you opportunity to do stuff that you maybe couldn't do before. I don't know. I don't want to go all spoilery on it, even though we're outside the spoilery time. I don't know.
No, we're not.
Wasn't that what he said or something? Or they won't spoil the company. How does that work? They were thinking.
I don't know.
They were saying something like, up till this week.
To me, I don't spoil it until like a DVD comes out.
Okay.
or Blu-ray, whatever, streaming, whatever.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't know, but so you liked it. That's all I'm saying. You think it, and you like the way it ended things.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I guess we can talk about that more later on. I don't know when, but eventually.
Yeah, and I do know there's a lot of issues with the plot and time travel.
Yeah.
That's not spoiling anything, but when you add time travel to anything, it complicates stuff.
I guess because I'm a Doctor Who fan, I'm kind of used to the whole whatever mentality. There's a certain level of like, oh, you must follow the rules, but it's also like, you just kind of have to like take whatever.
Which is why I don't understand why you don't watch Rick and Morty.
Well, I know you told me it's pretty much like a lot of times it's a parody or it's homage.
There's a lot of Doctor Who time travel in it. In fact, there's an episode where time travel just screws up everything, and
I don't know.
They turned everything into a David Cronenberg movie.
I just have to sit down and start watching it, and I'm sure I'll.
It's not like you have to sit down and watch it. They're like 20-minute episodes. Pop one in and watch it for a day. You don't have to like binge watch every episode in a week.
Yeah,
it's not that kind of thing.
All right.
It's like I said, 20 minutes. I have 20 minutes. Let me pop in an episode. It's real easy. Same with Barry. Barry's not a show you need to binge watch. Same with Atlanta. Atlanta is not like every episode. I don't want to say it's not continuous, but
does each episode build on the other one without extra?
There are storylines that tie, but there are episodes that are bottle episodes where it doesn't relate to anything else.
Okay.
So yeah, but you do learn about people and their journeys and all that. It's an amazing show. It won the Golden Globe for being best show 1 year, so I know I'm not alone in thinking that.
All right. So I just got to start watching it a little bit by bit.
Yeah. I don't care if you don't watch Atlanta. I know Atlanta's not for you.
Okay.
Even though I think it's the greatest show right now. It's the smartest show, I can tell you that.
Okay.
It's an FX show, which also adds, I don't know if you know what that means, but
not really.
But it's like there's a lot of reality. It's based on it's grounded in reality. Let me say that. To me, shows on FX are very real. On the
so
FX
you
network.
wouldn't call them escapism?
No, they're very real.
That's what I like, escapism. That's probably. I'm not, discounting what you're saying. It's probably not for me, but we'll see.
But I don't know. For all I know, you might watch it and
yeah,
love it. I mean, I know you're not a hip hop guy, and it's a very hip hop show, but
I'm not anti hip hop either, though.
Yeah.
So don't get it the wrong way. But I'm just not a hip hop guy. But I listen to hip hop all the time too. Not all the time. It sounded so white when I came out of my mouth. It did. I listen to hip hop all the time. You know, it's Jim Dandy. You know, that's what it sounded like to me.
It sounded like that to everybody. I just want you to know.
I know. I'm just like, what the heck just happened?
I listen to some black music sometimes.
No, in my mind, I'm like, okay, don't get it twisted. And I'm like, don't say that because you can't say that. That's why I was like, okay, I listen to it all the time, and it just sounded bad. Because I'll be like, yeah, don't get it twisted. I watch, you know, I'm trying to be all like, no, don't do that because that's you trying to be cool. That's why I stopped myself and went the wrong way. So, yeah, that's what happens in my head. All right. Anyways,
maybe if you watch Atlanta, you become more comfortable with your hip hop inclusion.
I'm still trying to get the hang of thing, and it's all good, and I know, right? So it's like, you know, even I know, right, isn't even that hip hoppy, but it's just
you need to stop.
I know.
Hip hoppy.
Hip hop-ish? What is the term? There is no term because it's dumb. Okay, yeah. I got it. All right.
You're basically sounding like you sound like a guy who wants to be part of it,
but I realize that I can't, so I stop myself. But
it's not that you can't; you're not.
Wait, what's the difference? I can't that I'm not. It's the same thing, isn't it? Basically,
no. You're not. I'm trying to say this right. You think you listen to a lot of hip hop. You don't.
Well, not the hip hop you listen to.
No, you listen to the pop. You listen to pop hip hop.
Okay.
Whereas if you're not immersed in the culture, which if you were more immersed in the culture, then you would be more comfortable talking like that, and you wouldn't say it's all hip hoppy.
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to get at.
I'm
that's
done.
what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut my losses where I am right now.
I mean, it's like a person who's trying to, and you would get this to say, hey, I watch a lot of Star Trek. You know, I've seen the triple episode. Yes, I like the pointy ear guy. Of course, he's cool. Live long and prosper, people. Make it so.
Okay, stop now.
That's what you sound like.
I know. That's why I'm saying. I tried not to sound that way, but it just made it even worse. So I'm just done. I'm just done.
Make it so, people. Let's go.
Oh, Jesus. that actually hurts my soul. It does. It's not even like it's like that's not even that bad as a white person accent, but it's just the way you said it just hurts physically. Okay, wow. I have to recover from this episode.
And and you know me as a person who has watched a lot of Star Trek. I've watched all the movies.
Okay. You know what you sound like to me right now.
Exactly. I watched all the Star Trek movies. I've watched some of Generation. I've watched a lot of the original 60s show where, with the Bill Shatner guy. Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, you do sound like that to me so bad. It sounds horrible to me. It's like,
so yes, I know the show.
Okay, your point's taken. I concede.
Do you still watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
Did you watch the new episode of the new season?
Yes.
I haven't watched it all. I watched the first half.
You haven't watched it all?
Well, actually, I had like 10 minutes ago. But that was
important 10 minutes. I was about to say, I can't even talk about any of it until we watch the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I watched the first 40 minutes. I didn't watch the last 10 minutes.
You waited till like the most important part. Like, I'm done. All right, sure.
But the whole time I'm thinking, this is a Star Trek episode. This is a Search for Spock. We're watching the Search for Spock.
You just don't understand. That's not even close to the search for Spock.
Well,
they're searching for somebody doesn't mean it's a search for Spock.
In Wrath of Khan,
oh Lord,
some guy sacrifices himself.
Oh, this is okay. I'll never talk about hip hop again. Okay, just stop. Just stop.
Khan,
please stop.
I'm spoiling the movie from 1982.
No, I'm just saying the way you say it is just so. Okay,
but in Wrath of Khan,
all right,
Spock sacrifices and dies.
Yes,
and they ship him off in a coffin to space. Right, and then in the third movie, the point is like, hey, let's go find him because he's not dead, or hey, he might not be dead. Let's go find him. In a sense, that's
sure. Okay, go ahead with that.
So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., something happens, someone dies, and all of a sudden, in a new season, they're like, let's go find him in a different way. I know it's not exactly the same.
Yeah,
that also had a weird timeline, time travel, which I don't even understand at all. In fact, I was on Reddit and someone drew on paper how the timeline works, and it is so weird.
I get it, but it does give me a headache when I think about it too
hard. It is not easy to understand, and that's where they are on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
But to me, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is an awesome show. It's up there. It
evolved, and yeah, I think it's a good show. I'm just not sure how they're going to get this to work.
Okay,
but that's not criticism. I just I'm pretty confident they'll get it to work. I just got that's part of the fun of it, just seeing how to get everything to come together in an entertaining way.
Yeah, I enjoy that show.
Yeah,
that's one of those shows that people started hating, and I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Chloe Bennett.
She is hot this year.
Yeah, she is. I'm like, you're in a spaceship. Why? Huh? How come you look like you were in like a? You got your hair did up, and all that stuff. So I don't know. Yeah.
And I've always been a Chloe Bennett fan since
she was Chloe Wang.
Since Chloe Wang. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's not new to me. In fact, I know so much about the girl. I'm not gonna go into it because I'm gonna sound like a creepy stalker guy.
Yeah, let's not have that. Let's not go there.
Even though.
Oh no! Don't.
No. On that subject, Olivia Munn is in town, right?
Yeah,
Olivia Munn is in town.
I do know this.
I love Olivia Munn.
Right.
I'm a huge Olivia Munn fan.
Yeah.
And
I did message you like, so what's your plan to, quotes, bump into her?
And yeah, in fact, I was on this long thread already for the last 2 weeks.
I know I was so late.
Which I didn't know you weren't part of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
There's a thread. Yeah, me and some other guys were having a conversation because a few weeks ago, Olivia Munn was spotted in one of the places I go to all the time, and we weren't sure why she was in town, but yeah, we knew she was in town, and there was a game plan of me going. There was my game plan of trying to find her.
Right.
Haven't found her yet.
To search for Olivia, but okay, sure.
I will find her though.
That just.
Even
though you said it so kind of nicely, it still sounded creepy.
I know.
Okay.
I have broken it down to I believe I have a general consensus of where I have broken down to a
I've broken it down to an area of probability and
that 6 block radius of where I believe she is.
If you have a chart like a map in your that's so 1980s. You got it on your phone, don't you?
No. I know the area well, so that's all in my head. I've done surveillance. I've done all this stuff.
It took it creepier than I expected. Okay.
It's not well. Let's just say, on my way to work, on my way home from work, I just taken scenic routes. Let's just say that. It's not like I've gone crazily out of my way to find this girl.
Right.
It's just, hey, I think they might be over here. Let me take this way home.
I could take 1 block down and 2 blocks
exactly.
Over. Right.
So yeah, I'm not crazily stalking her. Although on Instagram she hasn't posted where she's been the last 2 weeks. Oh my Lord.
I mean, you've been following her since anyway, so
yeah, I have her book. I have her autograph on a magazine on her magazine. It was an Olivia Munn magazine that very few people knew about. She sent me one and she autographed it. So.
See, I know you're not that creepy, but it just sounds that way.
And this was a long time ago. This is Attack of the Show days.
Was that with the Complex magazine one?
No, it wasn't Complex magazine. It was Olivia Munn magazine.
Ah.
So yeah, it was only one issue, but yeah.
Attack of the Show.
Let's do a Tagalog word of the day.
Sure, this is a part of our podcast where we educate our listeners on the Filipino language. Neither Boogie nor I are actual native speakers of Filipino or Tagalog, so if we get some aspect of the word or phrase incorrect, like its general usage or some nuance of its meaning, feel free to let us know because we would like to know when we get things wrong. But keep in mind that we have said in the past, and we will continue to say, that this podcast is not really a knowledge-based thing. It's more of a, I don't know, just a way for us to share a piece of the culture with you. So, like, if you're in a group of friends and you want to share a little bit of the Filipino language, or if one of your Filipino friends says something in Tagalog, you have some idea what they're talking about. So, like you said, we're just something pretty lighthearted that we're doing, but so don't take it too seriously and don't be mean if we get it wrong. Like you said, we're not native speakers, and I guess we are generally sensitive people. So,
are we?
I don't know. I like to put that in there.
I'm not sensitive at all. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, you'd be crying in the corner somewhere. You got a word?
Let's use I don't know. Let's go with bicicleta.
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 Okay.
That's an easy one.
Sure.
Merong ang bisikleta si Sterlo parang beach. I don't know.
Is that what you? I guess. Sure.
Bicicleta.
So, what that sentence said was, "I have a beach cruiser, a bike for the beach."
Yeah.
So, bicicleta is another word for bike or bicycle. So let's make bicicleta our word of the day. Bicicleta.
Bicicleta. All right. You have anything else there, Sono?
I think I'm good.
Make sure you visit our website, www.sini-gang.com.
Or email us at thesini-gang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at The Sini-Gang.
Find us on Facebook on facebook.com/thesini-gang. And look for our videos on YouTube. Do a search for our URL, www.sini-gang.com, and that should take you to the videos. And if you happen to go there, please like, subscribe, comment, and do the whole bell thing. We'd really appreciate it. So until next time, this is Sterno Supernova.
And this is l-boogy the Elemental One saying thanks for listening and sige na. I've been holding a sneeze for like the last 3 minutes. And now I can sneeze. I can't let it. It won't sneeze. I lost it.
Oh, sorry. So it's stuck?
Yeah. Like I want to sneeze because I'm ready to sneeze now.
Okay. Is this show saved now?
Almost.
I really don't know why I wait for you to save the show before I close off the video, but just so I know that if the video is important, I guess that's the whole point.
No,
we're good. Okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you can join us for the next episode next week, hopefully. So until next time, take care.